What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the holotables, and welcome back to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, the Bald Boy Scribe. How the devil are you doing? You're looking handsome, by the way. I thought, seeing as though we had a really fun final round of GAC last time, and you guys seem to be enjoying these GAC catch-ups, comment down below if you do, because the more people that watch these, the more encouraged I am to put them out for you. I thought, seeing as though the last round was so fun, we would do another catch-up. Let's check it out. As usual, first and foremost, we will go in hot and check out that hot bot comparison. Myself, Mr. Scribbles versus Opinionator. Now, I fought this guy a long time ago and he kicked my butt, if I remember correctly. So this was the rematch of the century. Let's see how things are shaking out in this comparison. I've got a hair more GP, but nothing that really makes any real sort of difference here. He's actually got a little bit more than me in fleet. Probably because he's got, I know, more relics in his pilots, I guess, and probably because he's got stuff like Rogue One and the other one that came out, the B-Wing, maybe those are 7-star for him. Who knows? The top beta GP is about the same. He's got more Zetas than I have and 2 more GAC armies, but I have more in the Territory War Zone, I guess. My mods are a hair better, which doesn't often happen. I'm not often superior in modding these days. Usually everybody else has got much more bulk than I do. So checking him out, I've got more on the very top end. He has more 6-dot mods and a hair more in the 20 to 24 range. I've got a hair more in the 20 plus range. Overall, we are very closely matched on mods. I've got a little bit in the mid section, basically, and a little bit in the top end over there. He's got more offense than I have. At least in the 4+ range. I have more in the 6+ range, which is nice, and he's got much better defense mods than I have. Relic analysis, I have got about 100 relic levels, maybe about 80 levels on him in total, which is okay, all really floating around in that top end, those R7s, R8s, and even an R10. It's on Wampa. Datacron analysis, we are pretty close. I have more 9s. He's got a few more in the lower region, and I have a few more rerolls. I'm not going to bother checking out the GLs at this point. Everybody's got everything, so there's no real point in checking it out. I do have R10 on my DR, which gives me a Leviathan advantage, and that's about it. Let's go start the battles then. The first battle is a little bit of a doozy. We're going Queen Amidala, Master Qui-Gon Jinn, Padme. Padme? Of course, Padme is there, but Queenie with the bros going up against a full R9 Omicron double Hondo Datacron setup. The big Chungus, the big boy of the Galactic Legends at this point in time, but we do have Attackacrons, and Attackacrons make this a very interesting battle because the enemy team has got so many buffs that's going to really supercharge our Padawan Obi-Wan. So I used the first special here to gain the extra time. I was considering doing the AoE, but I thought no, let's leave it until we've used Master Qui-Gon Jinn's second special so we could do real good damage. It increases the damage output by 30% on Padawan Obi-Wan for 2 turns. So I'm just waiting for a nice big AoE, and here we go, and boom, baby! Look at that. I mean, come on, look at my face here. Just look at my face. I was utterly shocked at how quick and easy that went down. Absolutely phenomenal performance coming out of my boy Padawan Obi-Wan over there. Full clearing that team with a single AoE, basically. Yeah, we prepped up Vane just a little bit with the first special, but it was all down to that big hit at the end. Huge value counter for me. Next up, we're going Darth Vader. Okay, so we're taking on Lord Vader with his 2 clone allies. I'm taking in Bane. I couldn't really afford too many drops here. My opponent had dropped 3 individual battles. I didn't want to run the risk of dropping any because even with those drops, he was relatively strong in banner count. I think it was around 20 something. There or thereabouts. I can't remember the exact figure right now. So I didn't want to risk. You can run this with Bane, and I do want to try Bane with Darth Vader using the Darth Vadercron. I feel like that would be a really good way to counter this team. But I didn't want to run the risk. Not at this point. I just wanted to try to make sure, please can we make sure we one-tap this Lord Vader. I'm fully expecting there to be Rey on the back wall, and I need to save my Slacker to take that out. It was already a huge win using Queen Amidala to take out his Pirate King Hondo. So now that we're taking down Lord Vader with Bane, I feel a little bit more comfortable. So anyway, I save off on ulting for C because I kind of want to see, can we build up his mastery a little bit longer to give us a little bit more survivability. We're not in any danger just yet of losing losing this match. Lord Vader is obviously continuing to ramp his mastery. He's continuing to do more damage with his first special, so we do have to be cognizant of that. I try to take out Nightfall Trooper before Lord Vader ults. Don't actually know if Lord Vader will absorb the mastery off of the summoned ally. I assume he does, but I haven't really checked it. Anyway, we keep on going over here. I'm going to speed this one up because I believe that we actually take some time to take out CX2 here. He keeps stealthing and then healing up and staying stealthed. It's a little bit frustrating. So yeah, we're just playing, well, he's playing hide the CX2 at the minute. All the time, every time we're doing that second special, we are ramping up Bane's mastery, giving him more max health, which makes his attacks do more damage. You can see we're doing perfectly fine at the moment. Full protection on C and full protection on Bane, realistically speaking. Trying to take care of that CX2 so he can't have as much mastery passing whenever Lord Vader does his ult. You see now Lord Vader is starting to clap. This does have an attacker chron on the enemy Lord Vader, so he can do a lot of damage. I decide to go into the ult here to double up my mastery to hopefully get rid of that CX2. Now it's just C versus Bane. You can see Bane is getting peaky, but Bane does have a whole lot of health steal on his abilities and we do a lot of damage. So it get a little bit scary, but we did come through there. A nice 56 in the end, and that is something that I will take home all day, every day. Don't want to risk against that Lord Vader team. It is a scary, scary monster. Next up, we have got Saw Gerrera, and I decide, you know what? We should probably try and use our Bo-Katan Mandalore. I feel like I'm at a little bit of a loss at the moment with Bo-Katan Mandalore. Don't know exactly where the best use for her is at the moment. I feel like there is an opportunity to still beat Lord Vader in 3v3, but it's just, it feels way too risky for me right now with the attacker chron. So I figured, yeah, we could probably take out Saw with Bo-Katan Mandalore. Seem to have pretty good success rates on Sorga.gg via insights. Thought I'd take in BAM to try and make sure that we can protect people that are getting a little bit peaky. I'm getting very frustrated at the moment because my Bo-Katan Mandalore hasn't had the opportunity to really do anything thanks to being blinded and stunned and feared. So we're just waiting to actually have a single turn on her. I'm like, for the love of all that is holy, please let me do something other than use BAM and Grogu. I got a little bit worried there. I thought, oh my god, is Kyle-Katarn going to yeet out my Bo-Katan Mandalore? Turns out, no, she's got quite a lot of survivability, thankfully. And finally, we get to use our first real ability with Bo-Katan, immediately taking out Kyle-Katarn. Huge victory there. He is a bit of a hairy monkey. And BAM just sweeps. BAM sweeps with Whistling Birds. Not a great victory at 54 banners, but I care about the one-taps more than anything at this point. Next up, we are taking in Leia versus GLAT. Now, this GLAT does have Ezra R10 on the GLAT, R9 Ezra, and he's using the Jawacron, which gives him like 80% offense. It's scary business. I'm like, I really need to make sure that we one-tap this because I don't want to have to force to use Slacker versus this. And it gets scary. Like, I don't have a tank revive cron. I'm not using an R2-D2 cron here. I'm using an attacker cron, and I'm like, oh my god, we've got locked heal immunity, locked ability block, and we've got like 30-40% health on our Leia. This is scary town. The other problem is they've got backup plans. So if I defeat them, they're gonna revive, and I'm like, oh god, I'm in a lot of trouble here. I shouldn't have placed that on versus him. And look, they nearly one-tap out my R2-D2 as well. I actually stealth people and put it towards Drogon because I'm like, I can't have these guys hit my Leia. I can't have them take out Leia, because if they take out Leia, I am cooked. At least if they take out someone else, I know that I can revive with Leia's ultimate if we get the opportunity. Thankfully, it looks like we're kind of stabilizing here, but doesn't take a whole lot for that Ezra Bridger Exile to turn the tables on us. Thankfully, we get him down thanks to the massive damage coming out of Drogon. Take him out then with the log roll, and they are now just starting to stabilize in our favor. So I figured what I want to be able to do is I want to get Hu Yang nice and low and use the ultimate from Leia, hopefully, to take out Hu Yang, so that way I can get the revive on R2-D2 and recover some banners. Huge damage coming out of Drogon there, absolutely immense damage thanks to that attacker cron. We get the revive, and if you looked at the match now, you would not think it was how it started, where we basically nearly died immediately turn one. That was very, very peaky, would be the best way for me to describe it. But in the end, it's actually a full banner victory versus GLAT. I've never had such a squeaky bum versus GL Ahsoka Tano. That's for certain. Next up, we're going for Old Faithful over here. JMK Cat with Mace Windu going up against Jabba the Hutt. Now, they've got the support datacron, which is going to cause us a little bit of issue, but I figure what I'll just do is I will go for a fast ult on Kenobi, which means we're not putting the DI straight out. We're going to wait for the second turn. We're going to swap turns around with Cat, try to get to a fast ult so that we can yeet out Bausch nice and quickly. Once again, I think I'm using an Attackacron. I farmed up like 12 of them. I wanted to make sure that I had as many Attackacrons as I possibly could have, because they are just absolute game changers right now in GAC. So I'm not going to waste the yeet on Santi because he'll just get revived. I'm just going to look to pass the turn around. I was thinking about it. I could have passed it over to Mace. I probably should have passed it over to Mace, because then I would have been able to ult with JMK's next turn, and we would have taken out Bausch at this point. But who knows? Maybe Cat would have actually gone before JMK and it would have messed up anyway. Either way, we get round to the ult. Now we can ignore Taunt. I'm going to use Cat's Leap, take out Bausch so she's no longer a threat. Bausch right now is the thing that supercharges Jabba's ultimate, so I do want to get rid of her. Then I just focus on calling in Ahsoka Tano to assist. That's going to raise her mastery, so when she uses Shien and goes back over to JMK, we can keep raising that mastery. Santi is of course Relic 8. He does have that Omni, so I want to try and get as many armor shreds on him as possible. Mace with the Shatter Point is also constantly reducing that guy's max health. So I'm trying to make him squishy and squishy and squishier, because we are still really in an ult race here. We need to make sure that Jabba over there does not get into ults too quickly, because if he takes out Cat with his ult, it really becomes a bit of a pain. So we're out of our short ult. We nearly lose Cat there thanks to the thermal detonators. It's a little bit hairy-mary scary at the moment, but we're doing okay. Just want to get round into a second ult. Somehow, JMK just decides to do like 280,000 damage on a hit. I was like, wait, what? JMK's been eating his Weetabix for breakfast recently. But hey, I'm not mad about it. I'm definitely not mad about it. So Santi's got the first revive. I could have focused on Jabba there, but I didn't see the point. I was like, I just want to focus and try and get rid of Santi twice. Second ult, this time it's a full one. JMK can also pass back turns over to... Mace can pass back turns over to JMK, and that's going to be raising his mastery even further. So JMK is becoming more and more heavy hitting, which is great. You can see his basics there doing 50-60k against Jabba. That's not too bad. And they do have a Relic Delta advantage over here. My JMK is only Relic 8. He's not a Relic 9. He will be eventually. I'm just too caught up on doing a bunch of other Relic 8s and Relic 9s at the moment. Still, we got a 57. Nice, safe victory. This, I believe, is where we actually see the back wall. Yeah, he got a 2022. And I was fully expecting to see Rey back here, and there is no Rey. So I saved my I saved my Slacker for nothing, basically. I did all that work to try and make sure the front wall was clean without using Slacker, expecting Rey on the back wall, and he tricked me. He tricked me. Next battle, I decide to use a standard favorite of mine. I usually use Saw versus the Jedi Master Mace Windu. This was very nearly a fatal mistake. I wasn't really paying attention. He's got Barriss-Offee in this team with the Barriss-Offee Cron, 33% health. Durath Ball over there gifting out 5 memberships to the tribe. What a guy that is. But more importantly, that healer level 6 against Saw in particular is a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare because she's constantly putting heal immunity on us. And Saw teams are hurting themselves all the time. So if you've got heal immunity, you can't get the benefit of the heal over times to heal you back up. And I'm like, oh gosh, this is scary. And of course, if we kill Barriss, she's going to revive and she's going to pass a whole host of stats to the team. And of course, you defeat a unit once, they just revive. But you can see the impact over here of all those heal immunities. Look at us, we are slowly getting chipped away, and they do, of course, do a lot of damage. Mace teams can turn it up to 11 very, very quickly. Thankfully, we did manage to get rid of Mace, but check out our health. Our health, oh my god, see, Depper nearly took out our Saw there with that one AoE, and we still got heal immunity, and they are going in hard against our Saw Gerrera here. So I'm panicking now. I'm like, if Depa Billaba gets round to another AoE, she's going to take out our Saw. and we could just straight up lose the match. So I'm trying to the best of my abilities to keep this team on their feet. Of course, the Barris over there is providing the revives, also keeping the team alive, because when we crit, they're going to heal. It's a Relic 8 Barris, it's a Relic 9 Deppa, they've got the Relic Delta advantage. It's scary, scary business. Right now, I'm completely unprotected, and I'm like, we need to get rid of her, like, now, immediately, and she gets healed up by Barris, and I'm like, come on, man. I'm sweating bullets at this point. I don't know how Kyle Katarn survived that hit, but we do manage to take her out, and I was like, dear Lord, that was some scary battling, and we are not out of the woods. Look at the state of the team. They are on their knees right now. Yeah, it was a scary, scary match. I'm not going to try this again as R9 Barris as well. I didn't even realize that. That's a full R9 team right there. This is a scary thing to try and counter. Normally, this is a super clean counter, but as soon as you throw in Barris with that Helicron, it gets peaky. I could have easily lost that. And of course, Barris revives at the end as well. Everybody gets one revive. It's frustrating. And still got that heal immunity, because every time she takes a turn, she's just like, yep, you've got heal immunity for 2 turns. 51. And you can see the look on my face. I'm just like, wow. I'm bricking it. We go in for a nice easy one next. It's just Gungans versus Trench. This is almost like a hard counter, to be honest. Gungans are designed to take out the Separatist faction. They're just hard-coded to do so. So, like, you could probably just put this on full auto. The only part that's irritating is when Django is in damage immunity and refuses to come out of it. I still can't believe he actually managed to land that stun. That was very rude. Very rude of Count Dooku to actually land a stun and take a bonus turn. Does, of course, have the Trench Datacron and all that. Managed to get the death mark, and there you go. Easy 57. Nothing too special there. Next up is my favorite counter to Boba Fett. You just go in with a solo Malgus. Solo Malgus just handles this team. You want to focus down on Zam, you will have to defeat her twice, but really, they can't do a whole lot to you. That's the beauty of this team. They do some damage, but you've got so much recovery. Well, like when they put debuffs out on you, you just fully heal. And then you can put doubt out, and then they get feared. Now, they are tanky. They will survive a lot of hits, but you're more or less just waiting for your second special to be available, because that's the one thing that does a lot of damage in this team. It's that second special coming out of my boy Malgus. But take out Zam first, go after Boba Fett. And my Malgus is only Relic 8. So, I don't have any Delta advantage here. I should really Relic 9 my Malgus. I think that would be a good Relic 9. Be great for my fleet as well. Yeah, this is a perfect counter to a really strong Datacron, truth be told. I want to see what I can actually use this Boba Fett team on, because I have this team in this Datacron. I want to see what I can get value-wise out of it by using it on offense, because if it can take out some good stuff, I feel like that would be a really high-value team to bring to offense, because people using this counter now, you're not really going to set Boba Fett on defense at this point. 59 banners is just perfection. Next up, we are bringing the Great Mothers up against Kelleran Beq and Jocasta Nu with Temple Guard. Now, they do have one army on Temple Guard. He's only got the one, and they've got one army on Jocasta Newness. I decide I'm just going to go after Temple Guard, strip away his protection. Not going to place Blessed on Spirit, because Spirit is captured for 2 turns, and I'm just like, I just want to get the damage out. I want to take out these units as quickly as possible. So strip away some of those buffs, hopefully take out Temple Guard nice and quick, and then focus down on Jocasta afterwards. Now, you could argue I could have just put the Doomed on Jocasta straight away, and that probably would have been the smarter choice, but I'm not known for smart choices, ladies and gentlemen. As I said before, I am prone to tilting very, very easily, and this was a high-stress environment. I couldn't afford to do many mistakes, and maybe this first one was a mistake. So she gets the big hit. Thankfully, once we take out Temple Guard and we strip away all of Jocasta's protection, she now has no damage. Basically, because she does damage based on her max protection, she can no longer really do anything significantly powerful to us. Now, she does get deflected ward a lot, so she survives a long time, thanks to that extra, I'm just going to take 1 damage. But as you can see, she doesn't actually have any max health anymore. So it's only going to take 2 hits, basically, to take her out at this point. There we go. And she goes to blow the board up and does 1 damage because she has no protection. So it just completely shuts down Jocasta Nu. Great Mothers are a great team, highly valuable. definitely recommend people farm them. They're just fantastic, to be honest. And then it's just Kelleran Beq, and he is also absolutely neutered by the Great Mothers. He does a lot of damage on his second special based on his max protection. Strip that away, he does no damage. It's great. Next up, we are fighting off against a Luke team here. Luke, GMY, and Shakti. This is an Attacker-Cron with a 25% speed boost. I decided we're going to try Adrad here. I saw Adrad had a good success rate on Swigger.gg. I got really panicking squeaky bum time because I was like, oh my god, they're going to murder my Adrad. And then I remembered, I was like, oh no, hang on. If they want to kill Adrad, they actually have to kill K2SO first, so they can't kill him. So I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's why this Datacron is good. So I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't have to worry at all because they've done nothing to my K2SO at this point. Yeah, so good job I brought in K2SO because I completely forgot about that actual interaction before actually going into this fight. So I was hoping that we'd be able to come back around and get Hope active so that we could get, you know, the big heals up, which I think we do manage to do. No, actually, I don't think we do. I think we kill him here. Yeah. Nice big hit coming out of Adrad. We only lost a banner. It was pretty good, actually. Pretty good. Next up, we are going against a crew lead triple Zeta R9 Darkside Vision Rey with a First Order Stormtrooper Cron. With First Order Stormtrooper and the crew Cron. I decided to take in this team because I thought, if anything, this is the one thing that's going to survive that lightning shock from the enemy Rey. She does a lot of damage in 3s because the damage is only split between 3 characters instead of 5. So I was like, can't kill anybody until she's taken her turn, or until everybody's taken a turn. And after this, it should be open season, right? Take him out. We survived the shock. They barely did anything, truth be told. And now I'm just waiting for my turn. Unfortunately, locked behind the taunts on that First Order Stormtrooper, but he is only Relic 5 as well. See, even my Star Killer over there did 1 basic and took out all the protection. Obviously, Malak can ignore taunt, so we just go all in on Darkside Vision Rey, take her out, no problem, lickety split. You know, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Easy money there, 57. Love to see it. Now, people who watch my GAC recaps will know that when it comes to fleet, I do not mess around. I've got no interest in dropping fleet battles. So I take Leviathan, Profundity, and Executor to offense every time. I'm not messing around and dropping battles on fleet, guys. It's just not worth it. I don't want to be really good on the ground game and then get tripped up by fleet RNG. So first one over here, Profundity versus Home 1. The B-Wing is a menace. It does so much damage, and of course they get a dodge. It does so much damage that you have to really hope that you get some good RNG. Now, the reason I use Profundity is, of course, it stops all the turn meter generation that the enemy team gets when they have their ultimate, for example. So it stops them from being able to absolutely decimate your team immediately. You can use Executor if you want, but you do have to make sure that you're running a Houndstooth variant. Houndstooth on the starting lineup so you can actually tank that damage. We've taken out Raven's Claw first. I always go for Raven's Claw first so that they can't have that we can ignore taunt if we've got foresight nonsense. After that, I tried to take out the B-Wing. I believe the B-Wing likes to be just a tenacious individual here, not in terms of resisting debuffs, but more in terms of resisting death. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I do need to get some more stars. Let's see, they still nearly take out my B-Wing here, and I'm like, please don't take out my B-Wing. I need it. I need it for reasons. So I come in, I reinforce with our Rogue One. Mine is still only 4 or 5 stars, I think. Maybe it's 6, I can't remember. Unfortunately, we managed to hit the ultimate, so we've got some good recovery there. They immediately come in with a heal immunity, of course, with a wedge reinforcement. And we're just waiting for an opportunity now. Let's go ahead and speed this up just a little bit. Waiting for the opportunity to get our AoEs out, get some good damage, and take away their capital ship. It all turns on a head at this point. It's like, we go from nearly losing our BTLB Y-Wing to just destroying them in a couple of turns. Don't think... Oh, we do manage to fully heal? Nearly fully heal. Oh yeah, no, we got the full heal. 76. Great way for fleet. Easy money, easy money. Next up, I take in Leviathan here against his Executrix. Normally, I wouldn't take any reinforcements. At this point, though, I know that provided I win one tap everything, I should be absolutely fine on banners. We've had some good victories here. We've had some solos like Malgus. So I figure as long as I get the one tap, that's all I really care about. I don't actually care if I'm not completely like banner squeezing to the nth degree, you know? So We go ahead. We nearly lose the Fury class interceptor there. This team that we're facing right now, it is a banner stripping team. I did a little mistake actually by not destroying his hangars instead of well, I should have destroyed his hangars instead of doing the reinforce. If I'd have destroyed his hangars, it would have destroyed the scythe on reinforcement, and he wouldn't be able to get all of that formation, all the extra strength and damage that he gets. Obviously, we are still looking to win this battle, well, this fleet battle at the very least, because we've got really strong lineups for fleet, but really, if I'm doing this again, I'll make sure that I'm actually destroying the hangars as a priority to make sure he can't get that scythe out, because that scythe is just a pain, man. Absolute pain. Still, we did okay for banners there at 74. Last fleet is a Malevolence. We're just going to take an Executor, taking in the Houndstooth. I could go in for a triple attacker lineup here, but I don't want to run the risk. I feel a Houndstooth setup is just safer. I go all in on the Spy. Spy's got good damage, and then I target down Sunfac. Now, unfortunately, he does get the stun on the Razor Crest, and that is annoying because I'd need that Razor Crest to do extra calls to assist and all that good juicy business, but hey-ho, we can't have everything in life. We enforce, of course, with the Xanadu Blood and take out his Sunfac, and now it's just down to can we take down the Hyena Bomber and that one Vulture Droid that is an actual true Vulture Droid, not a summoned unit. It's that one in the middle. Just take that one out and everybody's laughing, done with fleet. Not super clean there in terms of banner efficiency because I did lose quite a bit of protection. 73, I think we've got 77, 75, 73. Still okay though, still okay. So we've just got his full teams on the back wall. Enoch, we've got Mars over here. I still have Slacker though. So because I saved my Slacker, I was like, yep, we're going to be okay there. And a couple more teams. So versus Mars, I decide, yep, we're going to take in Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, just with the First Order Special Forces Alpha Betty Spaghetti pilot, throw on their unique Cron, and go to town. Just take out Maz as quickly as possible. They can't really do anything to destroy the pilot because they have to take out Slacker, and good luck taking out Slacker. So yeah, we just have some fun with this one, I guess. This I felt was the most dangerous team that he had left on the back wall, so I wanted to make sure that we use our most powerful team to take it down. Taking out Quigold last, of course, he is the Quigoat, but no match for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. A clean 57 banners there. Next up, we whip out the old Reva to take on the R9 Peridia Patrol guys. I go in with an Attacker Cron once again here. Figure this is a pretty safe counter. Don't really want to give them the opportunity to do too much. AoE, get the ability blocks right out the gate, and then just focus down on Captain Enoch. If I can take him out nice and quickly, we're going to be in a good position because the zombie bros are not going to do too much after that point. So they do significant damage, mind. They do hit very hard. My Reva is R9, and I think GI and 7th at this point are R7. Now my GI is R8, and I'm working on an R8 for 7th sister at this point. So obviously, Torture on Captain Enoch. The grenades do massive damage to this team. I was like, oh my lord, that is a lot of damage. Far more than I expected. So I focus down on Night Trooper right now. Take him out. Big AoE. Drop a couple of banners. I wasn't expecting GI to actually just trounce on the whole team there, but hey, what can you do? We've just got Aphra, and we've got, I can't remember, I think it was a Silvo team just above. Not too bad, especially because we still have some welly in our boots. We got JML, so I go in no messing around. JML, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, and Luke. Just immediately pass over to Luke. I check the turn meter. I was like, Aphra's going to go before my Luke. Let's pass the turn over to Luke and get the AoE stun off. So there's no turn from Aphra. She can't increase cooldowns. Call in Cal. Yeet out Aphra. Dust off your hands. Grab yourself a cocktail, maybe an espresso martini, maybe an old-fashioned if you're feeling particularly suave because this show's over. Real happy with that result. 57 banners. Obviously, I used the GL. I was like, it's going to be an easy win for me. And then we've got Silvo with Smee and Brutus over here. And I still have Jabba the Hutt. So I had a lot on offense, don't get me wrong, but our defense did its work. Defense got some holds. So I just had to be efficient. And this was the very last battle of the match. Bringing in the victory for us comes the Laughing Slug himself. I focused down on Brutus at the start because Brutus can do this funny thing where he AoEs and everybody just disappears. It's like a magic trick in and of itself. So I didn't want to give him the opportunity to do that. I was like, let's just get rid of that Brutus. Next up, Smee, because he does more damage than Silvo does. If we get rid of him, what's Silvo going to do on his own? Absolutely nothing. 57 there. Huge victory for us. 2076 to close out the week. 3-0. Really, really happy with that against a strong opponent. And he's a nice guy as well. I was talking to him on Discord beforehand and during. He just had a couple of drops. Let's go have a look and see where he dropped. So on fighting my defense, he dropped 3 times. He went in with a Rey mirror against my Rey, Ben, Ezra team. We were both using attack-acrons here, but looks like he could only take out the Ezra there. All in all, that's a solid win for me. And then he used Balin versus Mars, and my Mars was using the Pirate-cron, and he didn't take in like an attack-acron or anything like that, just something with a lot of armor penetration. Normally Balin is a pretty solid counter to Mars, I feel. I think this maybe just got away with him a little bit. It can happen. And the last drop that he had was on something silly. Yeah, I've done this before. I've done this exact same thing. I've tried to take in Palpatine, Mara Jade Thrawn versus Grand Moff Tarkin and the Disguised Clones, and Disguised Clone Trooper takes 1 turn, AoEs, and immediately kills either your Thrawn or your Mara Jade, and the counter is dead immediately. So, been there. It happens. It doesn't take a whole lot. It doesn't take a whole lot to shift the focus of an entire GAC. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that catch-up was fun for you. I enjoy doing these. They're fun to remind myself of what we did. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you enjoy these matchups? Keep telling me yes. If you keep saying yes and you keep liking them and you keep watching them, then I know we're in a good position. So, thank you.